Hello, I'm going to read comments on a video titled America Sucks Less by College Humor. I found a nice looking thread. I'm gonna take a look at it. Um, Person A says, well, no, let's not do that. Someone says, despite how much I hate America, this song makes a valid point. It has 89 likes. Some says, yep, much better than many. Another person says, "Where are you from?" To the original poster, to the OP. Oh, that's what the OP means, original poster. You learn something every day. Woo. Then some Pokemon says, "Man, you're edgy," misspelled. And then the op says question mark to the Pokemon. The second replier says, "You sure don't hate American stuff as you are on an American website and an American channel. Hypocrite." 5 likes. But with the first comment had 3 likes. That anyone cares. Then the app replies, "YouTube is an American website? And furthermore, disliking your country's financial... But there's no comma there. There probably should be. Disliking our country's financial inequities and resource greed means I have to abstain from all its unrelated websites? Question mark. Do you realize how incredible stupid you sound? Wow, that sounds misspelled. 14 likes, yes. Um, yeah, what she says here, I think it's a she. Yeah, probably. Judging by the name and the profile picture. I could probably confirm this by going to her Google Plus page and shit. Um, okay, let's see. Uh, about YouTube being an American website, yeah, it was founded by an American person. I don't know who that American person was, and then it was bought by Google. Google is based in America, I would say, but for one, I think they have servers all around the world, which would mean if I, as someone who lives in Northern Europe, would to download or view videos on YouTube, I would not be downloading them directly from an American server. Um, YouTube has, well, the way Google shit works is there are servers all over the globe, and they all share the same data basically. I haven't researched the thing that much or something, but yeah, sure, they're probably based in the Americas. Maybe they're based on an island in the Caribbeans, though. You never know. Companies can be bitchy about taxes. Anyways, let's go on. And furthermore, disliking a country's financial instability and the resource greed means you have. Yes, there's no reason to abstain from private enterprise shit when you dislike the what the government of the place where that private company is based or has been um, created from or in. Um, uh, yeah, there's no reason to abstain from that shit unless you wanted to avoid the country where the company is based in to get tax money from advertisements you might see. But there's always this thing called ad block, but then there's these things called views that you give out anyway, that I guess advertise the page, but I don't think that directly affects the money flow of the country. So yeah, moving on. Do you realize how? Yeah, I don't care. Okay. Then the person replies, yes, YouTube was founded in America and is owned by Google, an American company. Yes, yes. That's the first sentence. America's middle class is still the richest in the world. There's no, there's no, there's no apostrophe or whatever um, before the S in Americas. So that it's America's multiple, aka South America and North America, and the Caribbean, if you want to exclude that. Anyways, let's continue on. I'll talk more about this shit later. Uh, Canada, pretty close second. I'm pretty sure that's probably non-grammatically correct. Not grammatically correct. Anyways, America remains one of the best countries in the world to live in despite our enormous population. Uh, that's no, no, no. One, um, the U.S. does have, I guess it has a big population, but the population density is smaller uh, than the population density of Finland, which is the least densely populated nation in the on the European continent. Um, you can't. I don't think you can really say that America is one of the or a an overly populated nation. That's false. That's totally false. I mean, the reason you might think that America is overly populated is because even though the population density is low, uh, most Americans or yeah, especially a lot of Americans live in cities. They live in population centers, in like the capitals of yeah, yeah. They live in population centers essentially, and there's lots of like empty space, Mojave deserts, the Mojave desert, shit like that. Uh, there's a few mountain ranges here and there. Alaska is a well, Alaska might be bringing it down a lot though. There are like places where there's like probably like there's like a city in Alaska which has like 30 people or something like that. Yes. Anyways, let's move on. Also, there's China, which would be a valid case for, I guess, evolution. I don't know. I don't know. India is probably the best example next to Indonesia. Indonesia, um, where basically I don't know exact numbers, but a shit ton of the population lives in like the capital island. There's like hundreds of millions of people on that tiny island. Well, it's not tiny, but yeah. There's also cities in China which have like uh, almost like 3 times the population of my entire nation, which is funny. Yeah, and there are many nations that are like the size of my nation's capital, and they have the same population. Anyways, moving on. Blah blah blah. Uh, what the fuck is there? Despite what people think, America gets very few of our resources from other countries except Canada, which is a big part of why Canada is successful. Huh? Huh. I don't. I don't know. I mean, exporting raw resources. I don't think that's a way to get that's a good way to. I don't think that's that good of a way to be successful. Uh, I mean, China is. I the U.S. couldn't live without China, essentially. If China cuts off your resource gains, I guess, your military would not be able to produce modern equipment. The rare materials that China exports to the U.S. and essentially every other state in the world um, are irreplaceable by any other resources. And I think the U.S. is trying to. Well, Americans are trying to start mining these resources themselves, but the hard part is processing the resources, which leaves a lot of like sludge or something, which you don't want to have that. I guess I think it's like poisonous or something. Anyways, enough about that. Let's move on. We export more resources than import. Maybe, I don't know. You do import a lot of your. I mean, the U.S. engaged in many wars over resources. Uh, you know, yeah, that is what people say. Uh, People say that the wars in Iraq and shit uh, were because they were because the Iraqis, I think, I don't know, but there was like a war, I hear, that was caused by some oil nation switching their trading system to sell oil in euros instead of dollars or whatever. So America got pissed off and declared war or something. Okay, let's move on. Yeah, yeah, I don't know. Sure, you have lots of corn and shit. I don't know. You, you know, yeah, I don't know. The Americas are there's lots of enterprises. Says there are lots of enterprises in the Americas. Lots of lots of business people who probably like import like teddy bears from China and shit in Cambodia. I don't know. Anyways, let's just move on. I find it hypocritical to hate a country you know when you know you use American shit and consume so much of its culture. He says, I find it's hypocritical to hate a country when you know you use American shit and consume so much of its culture. Well, it's American culture. That's it's that's the same thing as Western culture. It's basically every Western nation has a sense. Well, the internet is basically. I don't. I don't know how to respond to this, but no one cares about America being. Well, probably some Africans care who get fed propaganda about shit. But anyways, um, you find it hypocritical to hate a country when you know you use American shit, consumes American shit. Uh, what kind of American shit do I use? Uh, uh, I guess Windows 7 is an American piece of shit. Uh, let's see what else. What else? This monitor was probably designed in America. What else? My keyboard is probably designed in America. Same for my mouse, maybe. I don't know. But these are probably yeah. It says here my mouse is made in China. Let's see if it says where my keyboard is produced. Uh, Made in China, yeah. Woo, lots of American shit here, yeah. Let's see what. No, I can't reach that down there. Let's look at my monitor, one of them. Um, Made in China, yeah. The problem is my other monitor is made in China too. Let's see if this fan says where it's made. Where's my fan from? Made in China. How American. Yes. Yes, very, very American. I've probably seen like one or two things in my lifetime that said made in America. Which is interesting. For he says that you use so much American shit. Probably McDonald's is the most American thing people consume. Yes. Um. Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. I don't know. There's probably some other shit that's American, but like soft drinks and shit, food and shit. Anyways, let's continue. Also, he mentions culture. Oh. Uh. I don't know. I don't know. Culture. I mean, Western culture is that's a thing, and if you can hate you can hate Russia, but you can still like their the dolls that go into themselves or whatever. You can still like drinking vodka. You can you can uh, you can still admire St. Petersburg or whatever. You know, yeah, political things that happen in countries that produce culture do not make their culture invalid for you to consume. It, at least that's my opinion. I don't know. Maybe this person thinks it's you shouldn't consume culture from Afghanistan if you don't like Afghanistan, for example. I don't know what culture Afghanistan might have. Maybe they have lots of goats and lots of nice-looking buildings and lots of rugs they can pray for the god on. Uh, Maybe they have lots of nice-looking pottery. I don't know. I would like to look at their pottery and their rugs. I would probably buy one if I saw one on the street. Um, let's. I probably skipped some other shit in this comment. Let's see. Here there was some. No, that's. This is the correct. Yeah, okay. Blah blah blah. Okay. The middle class is still the richest in the world. America's middle class is still the richest in the world. Well, obviously, uh, the average middle class of all the Americas is not the richest in the world. No, seriously though, um, if this guy means by the middle class the 10%, that's not the middle class. That's the rich. That's the top 10% of the country. That's not the middle class, and that is the richest part of America. And then it like dips down. I'm gonna Google America's income equality. America income equality. Whatever. And here we get yeah, we get a thingy here. Okay, on this thing you can't even see the bottom 90%. The top 0.01% is huge. Okay, let's get something else then. No, that graph doesn't show shit. Okay, here. This looks like a good representation. Nope, no, that's not. Fuck. How hard can it be to find a graph about the middle class? And here. Okay, this looks Yeah, this looks nice. The middle class, America's middle class. Um, let's see, they probably own like uh, they own like 1/6. Well, no, that's not true. They own like probably 1/10 of, I don't know how to read this graph. They're pretty poor though. Let's see, what is the, yeah, they're poor. They're probably, I mean, the middle class, is really, it's some even say that the middle class is dying out in America. Um, yeah, it's probably dying out, the because of all the income inequality inducing laws and mentalities, uh, probably mostly Republican ideals about oh, let's not tax the rich so they can create jobs. Yes, I am a presidential candidate, and I produced a million jobs in my regency or whatever, in the county of South Dakota or something. I am I am knowledgeable of the America culture thingy group. Yes, yeah, yeah, whatever. Let's move on. By the way, yes, the American middle class is not still the richest in the world. I would not say that. I would definitely not say that. Probably, I mean, Abu Dhabi, well, Dubai's uh, middle class is probably much richer than America's. The average GDPC uh, of some of the richer nations in the Arabian Peninsula is like $100,000 per year. So that means the average pay per citizen is like $1,000 a year. Oh, yeah, $100,000 a year. So that makes them pretty rich. Compared compare that to the middle class. What would a middle class person get in say America? I don't know. Probably something $25 maybe in a year. $25,000 probably. I don't know. That seems like a reasonable number for middle class citizen to get. I don't know. Maybe that's maybe I'm a poor fuck and I don't know anything about money. Uh, moving on. Moving on. Canada probably second close. Canada pretty close second. Yes. Okay. Canada pretty close second. Uh, what is Canada pretty close second here? American middle class is still the richest in the world. Um, no, this comment that is incorrect. Canada's middle class is most likely richer than the U.S. middle class because um, Canada's GDPC last I checked is at least around equal or bigger than the US's. Um, and Canada most likely has a better income equality or inequality or whatever than the USA because the US has such a bad income equality or whatever income inequality that there's there's no competing with the inequality with America. Probably, maybe Russia has a worse income inequality. I've heard it said that Russia is more capitalistic today than the USA or something like that. Something to that effect. Uh, anyways, Canada is probably Canada's middle class is probably richer than the US's. Okay. America remains one of the best countries in the world to live in despite our enormous population. I addressed the enormous population part, probably. The uh, the US has a large population because its size. Well, the reason the US has a large population is because immigration. But anyways, I don't know how to extrapolate that anymore. Let's just keep it there. About this being the well, best countries in the world to live in. Let's quickly Google that. Best country to live in. Top 10. It'll probably give us like number 10 Iceland, number 9 Australia, number 8 8 Austria, Österreich, 7 Canada, 6 Finland. Woo, win me. 5 Sweden. I don't know. Maybe in yeah, I don't know. Number 4, the Netherlands. Yes, the Netherlands is a nice place to live. They they have legalized smoking and weed smoking and shit like that. Okay, number 3, Switzerland. Number 2, Norway. They have lots of oil money, but they still have lots of. They have a huge tax. Okay, number 1, Denmark. Yes, I was correct. America is not even on the top 10 list on this site called presscave.com, which this is probably a company based in the Americas, and they don't even add their own nation onto this top 10 list that they devised. Let's look at some of the comments on this page. Very nice. I like to live in that country. Number 1. I like to go there with my family. Who can help me, please? Punctuation question mark. All caps. Okay. The person's name is Mahara Breza. Probably someone in the Middle East. Rich place. Probably. I don't know. Anyways, let's continue reading these comments. Blah blah blah. Despite what people think, America get very few of our resources. I addressed. I'm just gonna continue on. The app says yes, and what does the fact that the website was founded by Americans have to do with country's resources and financial policies? Nothing. So, what was the point of bringing up this baseless, superficial argument? Question mark. Was it to get a rise out of people? Question mark. End paragraph. America's success was based on the slavery and oppression of others. Huh. Was would one say that? I don't know. I am not entirely convinced about that. Maybe it served to found a base economy, which probably was used later to produce factories and shit. But I see slavery. I think slavery would only produce a rich upper class, and nothing else, because if you don't pay your workers, they cannot go out and buy chocolate bars from the nearest candy store and shit. So they're not contributing to society other than by producing cotton or whatever. So yeah, that only produces exports. Mm, yeah, I don't know. Probably the best part about slavery and uh, uh, about slavery being a thing in the U.S. is that lots of people migrated, well, were transported from Africa to, well, not I don't know. Yeah, sure. From Africa to America, mostly to pick cotton and shit, um, and tobacco probably. Um, Yeah, and that causes the population to be higher by probably like 5% on average. The U.S. got plenty of migrants, anyways. Let's continue on. Our education system is a failure. 1% of the population is getting 8% of our assets. Yeah, sure. Um, People hate their jobs and have no time to do anything with their lives but work and pay off debt. Completely, yeah, that's a good point. Um, a big part of American society is in debt. Completely blinding yourself to the pitfalls of your country, comma, is idiotic. it idiocy. Yes. Then I think the someone who has deleted the person's comment, and the up responded. I have this policy where I don't get involved in with pointless conversations with morons. Try again with uh, someone's, as in someone's, uh, willing to that's yeah, willing to put up with your uh, obnoxious dribble. Oh, and go to hell, cunty. Mm, yeah. I guess that's all about that comment thread thingy. Let's look at this second paragraph um, in the comment I read before this comment. America's success was blah blah blah. Yes, America's education system is probably a failure. I don't know. I've heard it said that the education system is not a failure. Rather, the parents of the children are the cause of the failure. It is said that the reason, for example, many children that are in high school or whatever, or something, do not believe in evolution, or that evolution is a fact, or whatever, rather that creationism or intelligent design is the way shit went on or something, is because of what's it called, the parents talking to them, telling them, "Oh, Billy, you got told about Darwinism? Oh no, Jesus did everything. Oh no, you're going to hell. Get wrecked." Yeah. Let's move on. 1% of the population is getting 80% of assets. Yes, I've heard. Yes. That's that is indeed interesting that the uh, top people, well, the richest people are, um, a tiny portion of the population is getting so many of the assets of the resources of the country. Um, People say that some people say that oh, the money represents the hard work you do. Well, many of these rich people, they they have an opportunity, such as they, for example, maybe there are no cars. For example, I mean cars. Ford, Mr. Ford, he well, there were cars. He uh, he basically created an assembly line and made the process of making cars easier. And then he did nothing basically, and he became rich. Um, let's say George Lucas. He directed films, and he became he became rich by getting royalties from merchandising uh, for form of in the form of his movie characters. Like I don't think that's hard work. I mean, that is him getting compensated for his. I guess that is him getting compensated for his hard work. But really, all he did was he directed a cool movie, or a bunch of them, and well, he did do shit after he did the movies, but yeah, um, yeah, no. I mean, many rich people don't work hard. Uh, many poor people work uh, physically hard, harder than rich people. Many of them are probably more productive. Many of them work many more hours than rich people. Uh, the Yeah, rich people also get preferential treatment. They at least I think in the U.S. they probably pay less taxes than poor people, which is absurd. Uh, they say that, oh, but you're putting in your I mean the you're so rich that the tiny percentage is a huge amount anyways, or something to that effect. And the poor people who they don't even make that much money. There are a few percentages here and there. Who cares? Well, you could say the exact opposite. The poor people they need every penny of the that they produce. Well, the rich people they have so much money anyways. They can live without say 30% of their money, or whatever the tax rate might be in a said country. Yeah, I think that's enough about this comment section, or whatever. Yeah, the person here says people hate their jobs and have no time. Like, yeah, no, never mind. Okay. Next thread. I think this is gonna be the last thread I read, because this video is long anyways. I'm I'm probably just gonna read the op comment. He says USA B plus, Canada A, Norway A plus, UK A minus, Russia C plus, China B minus. I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. China has more oppressive laws than Russia. For example, for a long time, China has had a ban on video games, which would one would consider. Some people spent their entire lives around video games. Though you might say some people treat fuck a fly. Oh no, fly is invading my house. Oh no, go away, you. I think this is a male mosquito or something. I don't know. Anyways, China has. You could say that people who use drugs they spend their entire lives around the drug. Um. Hmm, uh. Yeah. like addictions are a complicated issue. You can be addicted to sex. You can be addicted to food. You can be addicted to taking a walk every Sunday. There are many ways, many things one can be addicted to. Uh, so it's a complicated issue. Let's get back to the shit. Germany A. That's got 7 likes. Someone corrects the op and says China F. North Korea A plus plus. Yes, agreed. Yes. I'm gonna like that comment. Yes. Yes. Okay. Someone called Minecraft player uh, asks the person who says China F. How is China F? Try stuff. 1.3 billion people into your chicken. What? Yeah, okay. Try stuff. Try stuff. Yeah, okay. I don't understand his point. Try stuff. 400 million people in their chicken. It's same kind of problem, but anyways. England is a solid A plus exclamation mark. Australia is probably an A. Spain is a B. Ooh, how interesting. The person said the UK is an A minus. I don't know. I don't know. I would rather say it's an A minus than an A plus. They have bans on certain types of pornography. Uh, like you can't film sitting porn, for example, and you can't film fisting porn. Essentially anything that might hurt a person or whatever usually gets done in controlled situations. Anyways, moving on. Someone says to the person who said blah blah. England is a solid A plus. Nah, I think the above is rather accurate, to be honest. Australia is like the USA light, and Canada is the UK light. Hmm, I don't know. Australia probably has uh, is probably more like progressive, so to say, than the US. The US, judging by what the people do, um, in Australia, for example, well, actually, yeah, they've actually made. They're considering making circumcision illegal in Australia, while in the U.S. U.S. being the basically the only Western country in the world that has like 90% of its male population circumcised. Mm, yeah, which is technically it is male genitalia mutilation. It's funny how yes, yes. Anyways, moving on. Someone responds to the app. Norway can't get an A plus, maybe an A, but the prices to buy anything up there are way too high. Yes. I once talked to a Norwegian woman in an elevator, in a ski elevator. Um, I talked about prices, and she said, "Oh yes, the prices are very nice here." Where and at the place where we were, where I was, the prices were some of the highest prices you see in Finland. It was a ski resort. Usually, commercialized places have high prices. Probably like double the price of milk there than here. I don't know. Anyways, it's one more thingy here. Responding to the last comment. the wages are also high though, so yes, that's cool. Okay, moving on. I think I'm gonna. Well, no, I'm not gonna read anymore because this next thread has 500 replies. Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. It starts with the best education in the world, Finland, and etc. Anyways, yes, goodbye. This has been a long video about me reading comments on a YouTube video that I probably won't link, or I probably will. Yes, yeah, I don't know. I'm probably not even gonna add any pictures to this because this has only been me rambling about stuff. In case anyone wants to listen to something, you can listen to this video. Yes, yes, indeed, indeed. I probably have a black screen, so you won't waste your electricity on your second monitor when you're watching this video on full screen. If you do that, yes, yes. Thank you for watching this or listening to this video rather of me talking while not uh, uh, well I should be sleeping. Yes, indeed, indeed. My school is starting in like 2 days. Which is gonna be fun, I guess. I don't know. Yes. Anyways, I'll probably end it here. Yes, yes. Goodbye. Gute Nacht.